Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I kind of want to explain a little bit more about how things work behind the channel. I want to kind of talk about specifically scheduling on this channel. Now, it's kind of a funny thing when you look back on it. Like, the schedule for this channel has changed at least 4 or 5 times. Because when I first started uploading videos up here, I did it Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then eventually I switched over to Monday through Thursday once I started adding more stuff to it. Because Tuesday and Thursday was only there because it's like, well, I had like 2 specific shows in mind. I had a little bit more, but I was like, you know what? Like, some days could double up. It's like, okay, Tuesdays could be for this old show I did called Rules of Life. I no longer do those, but that plus my way of thinking, and then Thursdays could be like just talking about whatever, as well as also talk about nerdy stuff. But then eventually I added different stuff to it, and I was just like, all right, let's make it Monday through Thursdays then. So that stayed like that for quite a while. And then eventually I did this one scheduling, which I only did for 1 month because it was weird. Was basically I would basically put videos up every 8 days. This week I'd upload a video on Monday. That next week I'd upload a video on Tuesday, then one on the next week Wednesday, and the next one Thursday. I don't know why I decided to do that. It was just something on my mind. I was like, oh, let's try it out. And literally by the time I got to the second week, I was like, this is stupid. Don't do this anymore. So after that 1 month, I eventually switched over to the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule, which is currently my current schedule. I don't know, maybe in some point in the future I'm going to change that. I mean, granted, it has changed subsequently. Like, when I started doing the podcast, that meant I was uploading a lot more frequently, whereas, you know, like, because the podcast varies depending on what I'm watching, you know, it's like, because usually those go up the next day after I've watched whatever I'm watching, so it all entirely depends on what I'm watching at that time. So I could have, you know, there have been cases where it's like, oh, I've had like full weeks of uploading because of the podcast, but it, you know, shows come and go, and then, you know, the schedule kind of shrinks back down again. I think subsequently, since I started doing those, I don't think I've ever had just a pure Monday, Wednesday, and Friday week since I started that, just because there's always new stuff I'm adding. Because normally I can probably end up uploading about 10 uploads in a week, maybe. You know, that including the main videos plus all the podcasts, it's about 10 uploads, I'd say. And since we are talking about scheduling and, you know, uploads, I kind of want to talk about how uploads work for me. Like, cause like how stuff gets uploaded can range from anywhere between like, oh, this was uploaded the day of it going up, or it could be like it was uploaded a day beforehand, or a couple days, a week. It all depends on me, depends on when I want stuff uploaded, because I am a little, it's a weird thing I have where it's like things have to be uploaded in a certain order for me. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, I could upload this now, but I'd rather upload this first and then push this till next week. I do think about that stuff sometimes, because I do film things in advance sometimes. That's where like a lot of, oh, getting stuff uploaded a couple days in advance or a week in advance comes into play. But in cases where it's like, oh, the day of, it's because it's like, maybe I made a recent decision to be like, oh, that's not going to go up, or it's like I waited till the last minute to have, because I didn't have a chance to film anything yet. I was like, so I ended up filming something kind of last minute, and it ends up getting uploaded that day. There are occasions like that, but more often than not, I try to keep it at the very least like a couple days in advance of like, okay, this needs to be uploaded a couple of days in advance. I mean, granted, it takes things a little while to upload anyway, so it does help me to kind of be like, okay, go ahead and have it up, so that way I don't have to kind of wait to be uploading in the last minute. On some occasions, I can't help it, because it's like, oh, I kind of didn't get around to editing this until last minute, so that's why it's only getting uploaded now. But at the very least, I want things uploaded at least the night before, because that way it's like, you know, I don't have to like sit up and wait, you know, while it's uploading. Like, sometimes that can screw me over, because there have been occasions where I upload something overnight, I wake up in the morning and it's like, yeah, the upload's screwed up. I think currently at this point in time, I think the longest time between something being uploaded and it being filmed it depends. Like, there was like one particular video, there was like a period where I wasn't doing any videos, but like I had filmed something previously and it just stayed stuck in reserve for like a couple months, and then I got back to uploading, and it was like one of the first videos I had uploaded when I started up again. That, and there's the case of Being Human. That video was, I'd already had that uploaded for like a month maybe, but I kept switching the date for it just because other stuff would be like, oh, this is coming up soon, so I'd rather go ahead and get this out. Because, you know, because like on some occasions with nerd modes, like it's like, oh, well, this show is about to start soon, so I'd rather get the nerd mode ahead of time. But it's like, you know, I kept switching that. I think that and Leverage, I kept switching their dates a couple times. Definitely Being Human, I think it's probably like the one video I've ever switched the upload time like multiple occasions. I switched like 5 or 6 times. But essentially, with Leverage, it came down to like, oh, it's April 1st. April 1st falls on a Friday. It's like, that'd be the perfect day to put up, you know, Leverage, just because of like, you know, what the show's about thieves performing cons and stuff like that. So I was like, April 1st seems like the perfect day for that. So I was like, oh, I kind of lucked out on that. So I was like, okay, I'll change Leverage to April 1st. And then I was like, okay, finally, I'll switch Being Human to go up the following week. I was like, oh, but I don't have anything else prepared, so I'm not going to put it up the next week. I'm going to put it up the week after that. So stuff like that. But it took almost probably a month before that video actually went up. So anytime you ever see a video, do know it could be any of it. It could be anywhere between like, oh, this was filmed a couple months ago, could be a couple of days ago, it could have been filmed a couple hours before it was uploaded. It just all depends on me, you know, what I have prepared ahead of time, whether I have anything prepared ahead of time, and as well as to whether or not I'm satisfied with something like, that, you know, because there could be occasions where it's like there's something already scheduled there, but I'm like, you know what, I'd rather put this up now, so I'm gonna push that back. What's already uploaded, I'm gonna switch that till next week and take this, what I just filmed now, and put it up to go up in that time slot. So it's not really important, but it's just something I felt like, I don't know, that could be kind of interesting to share with you guys about kind of how my upload scheduling, you know, how it's changed from back then to how it is now, and just, I don't know, how things work, I guess. But that's really all I want to talk about in this video. Until the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.